How's it going, gamers? Welcome to Gamer Rant. My name is Kevin. Today we're going to be I'm going to give you my thoughts and opinions about E3 2018. Who won? No one. Who lost? Every fucking one of them. Alright? I'm even going to go out on a limb here and say that that's a fact. Alright? That's not even my opinion. And I'm going to explain why after the intro. So let's get this shit rolling. Alright, so I actually didn't upload a video Saturday and Sunday. Saturday I came home with a headache after work, so I didn't feel like doing it. And Sunday I went and visited my grandfather who's in a hospital because he had a heart attack, so I think I get a pass on that one. Alright, I tried doing it yesterday, but I just kept deciding to re-record it, and then I fucking gave up after the fucking camera stopped recording halfway through the recording. I was like, fuck it, I'm just gonna take a break, play video games, I'll do it tomorrow. So here we are, alright? So my thoughts on E3 2018 and why I ultimately feel that everybody lost and nobody won. And in order to explain this, I want you to travel back in time, obviously metaphorically, all right? And I want you to remember your feeling the first time you saw E3, all right? The surprises that were in wait. I mean, just surprise in general because it's a new show. So there was a lot of surprises, a lot of shock to it. And then even the ones that preceded it, there was still some surprise and shock to it. Developers showing you the new stuff and so on and such forth. It was truly an exciting time within gaming. And now you look at E3 and basically the abomination it's become. Because it's no longer about games that you know nothing about or very little about. It's all about games you know everything about. The simplicity of it. You look, I forget the E3, the year that fucking Final Fantasy 15 came out. But even that corresponding E3, they still showed you footage at E3, even though you already knew it was coming. It was coming down the road. This wasn't some fucking secret or anything like that. And of course, now they did the exact same thing with Kingdom Hearts 3 this year. But this time, they really want to shove this in your face so much that, you know, Sony was like, hey, here's some footage. And then Square Enix, in their shitty 30-minute press conference, was like, here's some more footage, you know. But yet you could easily Google Kingdom Hearts and find articles and trailers prior to E3, which technically is relatively enough information for you to decide whether or not you're going to pre-order the game or buy the game later and see what gamers think. I mean, to me, E3 has become this pushing of shit we already are familiar with. There isn't any kind of surprise or shock value to it. I mean, for fuck's sake, what is it like every fucking year Ubisoft announces, I swear, a fucking Assassin's Creed game? That's like not even fucking shocking within of itself. I swear to God, it seems like every fucking year they're announcing at E3 some fucking Assassin's Creed game. It's like they're fucking predictable. You don't believe me? Look at motherfucking Electronic Arts. Every year, they start off with Just Dance. They did the same shit this year, except they didn't even show any fucking footage for their dumbass game. Now, I don't really care about for the game, but for whatever people that were watching it, you didn't even show them any fucking footage. So you literally wasted money having a bunch of dumb people, okay, they're not really dumb, having a bunch of people dance on stage for literally nothing. Completely pointless. And you know the irony from that is Electronic Arts is one of those companies that claims they don't make enough money from video game sales. Well, maybe you don't make enough money because you're wasting it on bullshit like this. And then, you know, we look at Nintendo, who I think theirs was like 45 to an hour. I can't quite remember. But they showed like 30 minutes of Smash Brothers. You know what? Let me tell you an experience, all right? I remember hearing about, what was it? I think Mortal Kombat Trilogy it was when that game was supposed to come out. And it was said to have so many characters, and there was going to be some new characters. But at its core, most of the articles that you read didn't have the names of every Mortal Kombat character that was going to be in Mortal Kombat Trilogy. So when you actually got the game and you played the game, there was this shock or surprise value to playing Mortal Kombat Trilogy because you didn't know every character that was going to be in the game. And then you look at Nintendo, who wants to show you 30 minutes, and within that 30 minutes, literally show you almost, if not every character within the game. And that is so stupid. You're taking away part of the fun of playing a game, which is being surprised. You know, what lies within this game that I don't know about, all right? Yes, I know there's 36 characters, and Nintendo told us 20 of them, but what are the other ones? That's what I want to know. So there would be surprise. There would be a shock value for the player when they go and they put the game in, just as, you know, in past fighting games where you didn't really get the entire roster of characters. But in this modern age, they just want to shove it down your throat so you get every character. There's no surprise, no shock value, ultimately lessening the value of the game on probably a more of a nostalgia-based feeling, but is what most people probably would say. But I still think that if they were to use that ploy, that it would still work even on modern gamers within of itself. And this comes back to too much information. I mean, Kingdom Hearts 3. Google it. Again, how much information can you find prior to E3? There was absolutely no reason for them to show you it. And if they were going to show you it, literally, it could have been like maybe a 2-minute trailer. Simplicity within of itself. Short, sweet, and to the point. Why? Because we're already familiar with it. We already know it's going to come out. I mean, all right, you know, the whole point of E3 is to have that shock and surprise value to us, the gamers, all right? What are they working on that we don't know or that we know very little about? So, for example, in the context of Kingdom Hearts 3, we have all this information that we know about. So, to me, them coming in with something completely new and original. And to me, no, not like, oh, hey, you get to hang around in this Disney World. That's not surprising or shocking within of itself. That's expected, especially if we're talking like a new Disney film that came out like quite a few years ago. Then it's like, yeah, you probably should be putting that in there. But an honest shock value towards Kingdom Hearts within of itself. All right? So, for example, let's say that they created some kind of multiplayer, all right, or co-op, that they never showed in any other trailer, and they're like, all right, you got co-op for this Kingdom Hearts 3. See, there's that surprise and that shock value because nobody knew about it, and hey, here it is. And it makes sense because even though we know about Kingdom Hearts and we know the game's coming out, there's now this feature that none of us knew about, and the hype would be up more and so on and such forth. But instead, what they're going to do, and what they did in the most retarded way, is they showed us footage from one press conference, footage from the slightly edited footage from the Square Enix 30-minute press conference, which was pretty much just a clusterfuck of footage we saw from other press conferences of the same damn fucking games. Wasting complete time. Again, you know, these developers and publishers want to talk about how they don't make money. That's because you're wasting it on stupid shit like this. If you honestly were not going to have an honest E3 press conference, Square Enix, you should have stayed the fuck home. Simplicity within of itself. You know, so this is what I'm getting at is that E3 isn't really surprising or shocking anymore. All right, even when like Bethesda, when they came and they were talking about Fallout 76, all right, and they were like, oh yeah, it's going to be like semi multiplayer. I was like, okay, yeah, that's really not surprising within of itself because it was rumored to be multiplayer within of itself. In fact, the rumor is that it was some kind of spin-off within of itself. So that wasn't surprising or shocking to the mass majority of gamers because they already knew about it. And yeah, it's irrelevant that it was a rumor because it was simply confirmed, but there's really no surprise or shock value there. So once again, we're getting information that we're already familiar with, where they're showing us the majority of games that they show, 95%, is basically shit that we already know is coming out. So at the end of the day, when I look at it in the context of what E3's beginnings were to what they are now, there is no fucking winners. Because they all have done it. And they still do it. They continue to feed us more information about a video game, which in its essence takes out that surprise of us playing it and finding some of this shit out on our own. You know, you get a lot of people complaining about movie trailers and how they give too much of the movie away. This same shit applies to not just video game trailers, but even video game articles, even if they are written by like IGN, GameSpot, Destructoid, Polygon, so on and so forth, all right? You know, when I look at it, I need, I'm going to look at your first trailer, all right? And to me, it's like, if it interests me, then I might check out your next trailer. But literally beyond that, once I watch the second trailer, if I don't feel any kind of hype or I want to play this game, then it's not going to work. I'm done. I don't care. It doesn't matter what articles pop up or if you have trailer 3, 4, 5, 6 and all this other bullshit because it's useless. Again, they talk about how they don't make enough money, but you know, it's because they're putting too much into marketing, if you ask me. They're wasting it. I mean, half of the fun of playing a video game is not knowing everything about it and being surprised by playing it, by features that you didn't know about, by characters that you didn't know were in it, by a storyline that you didn't know, so on and such forth. Now, you got to have that surprise and shock value, not just good graphics, quote unquote, on that one, gameplay and story. But there has to be some surprises and unique stuff within games. I mean, hell, even like expansion packs, mini expansion packs, those aren't even shocking or surprising anymore because they're announced before the game's even fucking out. So it's like, what's the fucking point? Who really cares? The developers aren't really trying to get me as a gamer hyped up. Be it for the games, for what's in their games, for more content and expansion pack, because they feed us all this information so quickly that it's just like, I don't really care. And, you know, when I look at it in this context, it's like, well, yeah, you're creating an expansion pack, you're creating DLC, I'll just wait for the fucking Game of the Year edition. That way I can get it all. I'm not going to fucking buy your shit digitally. Anyway, so overall, that's what I thought about E3 2018, and that's why I ultimately say that factually, yes, nobody won and everybody lost, because there no longer is this surprise value or shock when it comes to watching an E3 video. I mean, honestly, think about this, all right? From your initial feelings when you the first few times you saw an E3 compared to how you feel now when you watch it. It's honestly not the same thing. Unless you say it is, then, well, you're just easily pleased, I guess. That pretty much sums that one up. But anyway, Hope you enjoyed this video in some fashion or form. And remember, gamers, if you're not voicing your thoughts, concerns about, well, the ludicrous that is E3 2018 and E3 in general, with its lack of surprises, lack of shocks, a complete lack of shock and surprises within games within of itself, because we're fed too much information, because they ultimately somehow feel that they need to bombard us with all this information because it's really going to make us go out and pre-order the game. But the reality of it is they're too stupid to realize that, well, quite frankly, if you haven't done that by your first or second trailer, we ain't picking that shit up, alright? You just might be a part of the motherfucking problem.